Itty Girl, and she's taking another trip down Memolly Lane. So in today's episode, I thought I'd, rather than taking a look at specific personas like I did last time, I'd have a look at 5 example pieces of art throughout history. So yeah, I guess I'll get started. So this first one on screen now it's supposed to be a clone trooper, and as you can see, the proportions are way off. The crutch is far too low. What are legs? What are hands? The hands don't sit properly. It's just good all round. Horrible art. I was 12 when I drew that, and this is actually the first picture that I ever kind of officially drew in a sketchbook. So, like, I do like to look back on this as a way of saying, as a way of seeing how far I've come. I've honestly intended to redraw this picture, but then, like, at the same time, Next up we have... Oh, good God. Okay, so the context for this picture, or this comic, was my sister, when she was in year 11 or year 12, she was decorating her psychology folder, or philosophy, I think it was philosophy, and she asked me to do a comic for her about Descartes' theorem. So, as you can see, this was like the actual first digital comic I did as well, with my method of sketching, scanning, and then tracing over the top. The characters you see there are Pierre on the left, who is very different now. No longer looks like a fucking clone of Leo from VG Cats. And John on the right was literally just Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day, but slightly different. So, yeah. Take note of the terrible dialogue. Like, and what in Halo's name is that? And according to the book in my hand, it's, oh god. I think I was 15 at the time. 14, 15 when I made this. I gotta say, the art style isn't bad, but I've gotten a hell of a lot better. I actually used to use a Mathomat to like draw the circles for the heads, and then I'd draw the bodies afterwards. It used to take me fucking hours. I'm still quite fond of this because like when I actually put it together, like with the lines and the like the colors, I thought it went very well. Like the bright colors together are just nice. So I think I'd stick with Flash even if I had a billion different better options. You know, bearing in mind that pretty much everything is better than Flash at this point. Next we have, it helps if I press the, computer, what are you doing? Fine, I'll just double click to open the third one. Okay. Oh god. I was 15 or 16 when I made this. Oh my god. So, you may not recognize this character, but this is when I got into my Sonic phase. This is actually Furball. You know, before I turned her back into being, like, just a fox. Yeah. I was also really super fucking big on using, Fireworks, which is a bit like Photoshop but more for graphic design rather than making actual art. So, look at the fucking font choice, the colour, the kind of glow, the beveling, and because, like, my sister taught me how to do those, I was just like, oh yeah, those will make it look really cool. And, like, in perspective, this isn't really a terrible picture from you know, I don't know. Because, like, the grass isn't bad. The trees are all over the fucking place. What is horizon? That rain doesn't look really good. And, ultimately, I think we could really do without the text. I begged you for your love, and you turned me away. What do you want from me? Oh god, the way I said that reminded me of Uda from the episode of The Simpsons, where Lisa makes friends with that really, really smart girl, and Uda has the like tries to have Charlie in the chocolate factory as his diorama. I begged you to look at mine first. I begged you. But all in all, I was a very depressed girl when I made this. But that was one of the major pieces that I actually made on my laptop, which unfortunately was a Mac. I know, I'm disappointed too. Yeah, stick to Windows or Linux if you can, kiddos. So yeah, final comments, I guess. I look back on this and laugh, but it was a really hard time for me. Next up we have back to not having anything to do with backgrounds at all. When I was a big user of DeviantArt, I used to have, like, on DeviantArt you can customize, like, you know, specific picture showing from your gallery, and then, like, down the bottom I had just a free thing which I'd put a picture in. So at the top left I'd have, like, a picture of a character saying hi, and then all the way down the bottom I'd have one saying bye, because it's like, oh yeah, you finished looking at the page. Yeah, I did that with a few pictures. I don't know whether I'll, you know, try, kind of fish them out and edit them in as well, but as you can see, this is when I started doing the more unrealistic, exaggerated proportions, the, like, super hourglass shape. And, like, I guess I was trying to emulate, I don't know, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head what it might be, but, like, just the round face, the character with the face that is, like, literally a sphere, and then with the features drawn on. And, like, looking at her shoulders there, you can see, I haven't done the arms properly. I literally just have the, like, shoulders there, and then I put the two kind of, semi-ovals just up for the pawsies. And, I don't know where the beanie came from, and that key is a reference to Kingdom Hearts again, because that kind of became my symbol. But, I would have actually described this character as one of my personas as well, just because, like, I used her to represent my, my page and my art. She was my little mascot, and I really enjoyed her more than, like, Fox. So, yeah, that was, how old was I when I made that? I was in my 20s, I think. Yeah, I had my own desktop PC at that time. So, yeah. I don't think there's much more to say on that. No, I don't know if I did have my desktop PC. Anyway, it is what it is. It's not particularly spectacular. I have a few pictures that, like, I actually enjoy a hell of a lot more than this one, but I needed something more along the lines of safe for work to use than those. I was all like, oh yeah, that'll be fine. You know, she's just, like, topless, and went, oh, Molly, you know, you drew in the nipples. You can't really put that up on the fucking internet. Well, I can put it up on the internet, but I don't really want to put it up in a video because some people don't like that. And I don't like getting in trouble. Anyway, continuing on for the final picture. So, this is one that, if I speak to you on Discord a lot, you've probably seen it at some point, but otherwise I haven't gotten around to posting it. It's just yet another static image that I tried to churn out to, you know, just to make sure that I was drawing. And again, there's nothing really spectacular about it, but this is technically, I could say, the most recent picture I've actually digitally coloured. And, like, between the, like, the mascot fox chick and this picture now, you can see that, like, I've gotten a hell of a lot better. Like, actually drawing in a muzzle, actually adding highlights. I settled on an eye style that wasn't kind of dots. Got something more expressive. Yeah. I'm just, like, overall, yeah. I don't know if I really have that much to say about this, because, you know, it's very recent, and I've done a hell of a lot of pictures this year, so it's just kind of like, yeah, cool. I don't know, I feel like that kind of felt a bit anticlimactic, but, yeah. I didn't really want to stretch this out, otherwise I'd try and pick a fucking picture for every single year, but as I mentioned before, in the first episode of Trip Down Memolly Lane, between the Clone Trooper and the adventures with Alexis and Pierre, I'm missing maybe 3 or 4 years worth of content, just because I only got into scanning my sketches when I got my own desktop computer, and the rest of them have just been destroyed. So yeah, there's a 4-year gap just about between the horribly disfigured Clone Trooper and the horrible internet speak comic. Yeah, I reckon I'm pretty well done here. If anyone else watching is an artist and, you know, wants to put together a similar timeline, I'd love to see it. Progression and self-expression is one of my absolute favourite things. So, yeah. If you got all the way through the video without being creeped out or bored, thanks! I really appreciate it, and I hope you look forward to seeing the next trip down memory lane. So, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.